Good morning, Wall Street winners. It is Monday, April 28th, and the conversation this morning is turned back to tariffs with a lot of concerns around how the tariffs on China will affect supply in Canada and the US, globally, really, but also how we are going to start seeing things disappear off the shelves because orders are being canceled due to the increase in costs by the purchasers, the businesses in the countries that would be importing those goods, whether that's the US, Mexico, Canada, Australia, others. Anyone who is affected by increased prices is cutting those purchases, and those products will just not be on the shelves, so they'll have to be replaced either by something local, which is President Trump's goal, manufactured locally, but without that manufacturing existing today, there may not be a replacement for some of these things. So that's the concern. We're seeing a buildup in goods overseas in China. We are seeing that shipments of containers have dropped to COVID-like levels, which is what caused the supply chain issues back in the COVID days. So a lot of concerns there, and that's weighing down on our futures today. We've got all three indices in the red, only slightly, but it is a huge week for earnings. So let's turn our attention to the Yahoo Finance app, and we'll start in the events calendar at the bottom. Starting tomorrow, we're going to hear from Visa after market close. We're going to hear from SoFi tomorrow morning before market open. And I'm pretty positive on SoFi in terms of what it is likely to announce. It's been on an upswing the last 4 quarters with revenue and earnings beating. They've turned profitable in the last couple of quarters, and I think we're going to see that continue. Then Wednesday, we've got a big tech day with Meta, Microsoft, Qualcomm, all after market, and then Stanley Black & Decker and Dana before the market. And then we get on to Thursday, where after market, we've got Apple, Amazon, Aritzia, which is a retailer, and Canadian National Railway. And then on Friday, 2 oil stocks come in and 1 financial, all before market, is Exxon and Chevron. And I don't expect these are going to be very good at all in terms of results due to the price of crude, which is down today as well. And Apollo Global Management, which is a private equity company, very large, very successful, very involved in private credit, which should have done fairly well through all of this volatility, and investing in private companies. So I think you've got a lot of potential here, but some of it somewhat unrealized, and with the inability right now, because of the volatility in the public markets, of private companies going public or having an initial public offering, that could delay the ability to really capitalize on some of the investments Apollo has. So we'll have to see what's going on there. They've continued to make deals during these turbulent times, and sometimes turbulent times are the best time to make private deals. So we'll have to see how this all plays out. But going into today and tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, today for sure, I'd be looking at what SoFi does, and if there's any kind of pullback or whether it stays flat, I would pick that up ahead of earnings tomorrow morning. And then today or tomorrow, be watching Meta. I think Meta's going to have some fabulous results. I'm not sure what they're going to say around future forecast. I hope they keep that fairly muted so that any good earnings to the upside won't be susceptible to a poor future forecast statement that doesn't allow that to really pop. It's run up about 13% in the last week or so heading into earnings, and Google had some great earnings, but it really didn't do much except after market. Once it got into the following day, the Friday last week, it really started to fade, and there wasn't a great deal of excitement and enthusiasm in that. So that's what I'm going to be keeping my eye on. Good luck in your trades, and if you like the videos, please hit your like and subscribe button.